In this video, we'll be doing an updated floor tour, and Starbuck is really excited to show you. So sit back, relax, and let's go. Going down the stairs here on the left and right, it's bare right now, but I do plan on putting some artwork up. And as we come down here, we enter the game area. So here we have a little snack area. And the first game we got is Dragon's Lair, Arcade 1-Up. And it's playing Space Ace. Space Ace is one of my favorite games growing up. I used to be able to beat that with 1/4. And then we have a Sega New Net City. This one has the Sega Naomi hardware inside, and right now it's playing virtual tennis. The stools are from Amazon. And I have Marvel Superheroes, Arcade 1-Up. This game here, specifically Marvel Superheroes, played a lot of that back in the day in arcades. And here we have a main rooms cabinet kit. I built this long ago. Up here we got some older pieces that I did. So basically this is a main cabinet. And then here we have pinball machines. And the first one here is the Data East Batman. So this one here I restored in rough shape and changed out the LEDs, changed out as many parts as I could. And the play field, a lot of it was worn down to wood, so I actually had to repaint a lot of the artwork using paintbrush. It was a lot of work, but it was a good reward in the end. Everything turned out great. Next here we have a digital pinball machine, or virtual pinball. This cabinet I bought as a kit, and the rest I had to put together myself. And basically plays VPX. That's the front end. Pick the table that you want. Display all real world tables. Put up here my favorite game that I'm playing right now, which is Iron Maiden, Stern. It's a great game. Great artwork on this game. The bottom screen is 4K, so you can really see the detail on play field, read everything. The next game here is the Avengers from Stern. And this game here, a bunch of mods on it. Some of the mods that I did was the Queen Jet at the top and Black Panther on the right. I actually also painted those. And there it has the Infinity Stone on the plunger. And here we have my pinball books where you can look up the tables. And here we have my racing sim. And above that we have the Carney display case. It's a really nice display case. and I can't wait to fill it up. Just gotta build some more cars. And here we have some model kits, some books. That Nissan Fairlady, it's a nice kit. That kit there took forever to build. And here we have some games and systems, both on the left and the right. Sound is powered by amps. Here we have a Chulix arcade cabinet, which is basically a Chulix clone. Right now, playing on Capcom Collection 2. And there I have a model kit of the actual arcade cabinet. And I have PSVR 2 there, and of course 3. This panel here, the top part here, I custom did that. So inside here, I went with a PS5 and a PC for the Sim Racer. I'm using an Xbox 360 and Series X. And now here we have the display cases. So this is the first set of display cases. These are the cases here that replace the DTOFs. On the right here, I got 2 DTOFs. Let's go there first. On the Falcon, Lego Blackbird, the X-Men, and Cylon right here. And here we have the Wrangler diorama. Now these pieces here are the very first pieces I learned to model on. So there's Toy Biz and Horizon. Down here we've got some Super Wars action figures. Here we've got some Star Wars stuff. Right here I'll display the miniatures. And here is one Battle of the Planets. Got you on display. Big fan of that show growing up. That is a Sola Chikogan. And here is another Sola Chikogan, Grendizer. Grendizer is my favorite 70s super robot. And here we have a Bowen Black Widow. So this display case, I just recently had to put these all up, so I just threw anything in there for now. Here's a Yoda, Screaming, Guyver, and that's just a Hardy that came with the TV set or Blu-ray set. And that is Kurobuki, I believe, pre-painted model kit. Satana, and this is a work in progress 3D print Savage Rogue I'm working on. And that is the base for Tarna, another work in progress. That's Troy McDivitt Hulk bust. These are the Tweeterhead Superpowers line. I was collecting the Teen Titans characters, but it doesn't look like Tweeterhead's gonna make any more of those. So that sucks. 1950s Batmobile. Captain Carter. This is a miniature that I blew up and printed it larger. And that's a Hot Toys Princess Leia, Empire Strikes Back, and some Yamato girls. Hot Toys, Battle Damaged Iron Man, Black Widow from Winter Soldier, and another Iron Man. So these display cases are a little bit smaller than a DTOF, but they're pretty good. That's all I have for an option now. And so going on the other side, I have another 4 same display cases, back to back. And up here we have Starfire, Tweeterhead. And on this side, you can see the back of the D-top there. And here, I'm collecting some Transformers masterpieces. So we have Soundwave and all of his tapes. Constructicons, it's Fan Toys, it's the first one that came out. Waiting for the rest. Mirage. Mirage is my favorite Transformer. That's a Fan Toys. And here we have Jive. It's also a Fan Toys. And this one is a Takara. It's a Hound. And here's the Takara Skyfire or Jetfire. And there's my Sega Naomi Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cartridge. And here we have my little retro console area. And up top are all the controllers. And I just built that there so that they're always plugged in, always charged, ready to go. And this display here is also from IKEA. I can't remember what they're called, but they're not bad. And up here we got my Super NES carts and some PSP. And here are all my handhelds on this level. And then we got all my Nintendo stuff. And down below here we have a RetroTink 4K. So all of the consoles here actually go through the RetroTink 4K and then go up to the big screen. So we've got PS1, PS4, PS3, PS2, and all these consoles are modded with like hard drives or virtual disk drives. And here we got the Sega Genesis, Saturn, Dreamcast, Xbox 360, and the original Xbox. And here are my fight sticks. And a Wii Fit board. And on this side now we have another set of cabinets. Up top here we have Last of Us and Barbarella. The Last of Us was an FDM print. I also collect the G.I. Joe Super 7 Ultimates line. These look like a cartoon. Down below here, another cartoon. Dungeons and Dragons. Here we have the Bounty Hunters from Empire Strikes Back. And down here, walk around. This is the Mego Spiderman 4-pack that was released on the Disney Store and in the parks, and this sold out like in 2 minutes online. So I'll be doing an unboxing on that soon. And on this side we have computers. So this is where I do my video editing, Photoshop, and hopefully one day learn a little bit of ZBrush. This is just my general computer. And here on the right I have a drafting table. Now we have the workbench. So we'll do a quick walk around and then we'll go into details. So basically it's a U shape, and I have a husky bench in the middle as an island, and really bright lights. And then over here we have another 4 cabinets, which are pretty much empty except for that one Tarna work in progress that goes with the base that you saw earlier. Alright, so this first cabinet here, up here we have cameras, and right here this is my EPA point of view camera that I've been using recently, and it actually works really well. And here I have magnifying glasses, headwear, and rotating bases. And this is just a junk drawer of stuff that I can use as a base if a piece I'm working on doesn't have a base. And then here we have texture materials, sand, grass, rocks, scenery basically. And this is just another junk drawer, little things. You never know when you need something when you're building a diorama. And here are the paints. So I have a full line of Tamiya, Freak Flex. And there we have Tamiya panel liners. And then I have all the Createx colors. Iridescence, transparent, they're candy colors. And then all the chemicals that they use with them. And then I have some diorama texture paints and some AK stuff there, and those are the Yamato paints. I think those are, I think, Mr. Hobby, I'm not sure. And this is where mixed paints go to dye, and so I hate mixing, then you always have stuff left over. Here's my Citadel paint chart, and here we have just a miscellaneous stuff, weathering stuff, and there's my glove box. Love that thing. And here's my Pivo tube paints, which I use for dry brushing. And above those are metallic paints from Amazon. Those are horrible, don't buy them. And here's my Freak Flex tints and my Createx Bloodlines airbrush paints. And I have a full line of Citadel paints, dry, shades, layers, and base. And I've made my own little swashes so I can see what the colors really look like, because it's hard to tell from the bottle. And up here I've also got a full line of Army Painter War Paints Fanatic. And I also have their air line, their washes, their metallics, effects, their brushed metallics, their speed paints, and then their older metallic line, and ink washes. And then I got some scale form paints there. And then up top here, this is work in progress stuff. Hopefully I'll get to it this year. I'd like to finish that Scarlet Witch and get it out of the way. And here I have some miniatures, mostly Marvel Crisis Protocol is the miniatures that I like to paint. And let's go through the drawers. So here I have alcohol wipes, modeling wax, glass spray, and in these little cubby holes, I have this AK plastic putty, or elastic putty, which is better than silly putty. And here I have some more paints, Tamiya, basically blacks and whites. And here we have used fine swabs and stir sticks, curved tape. And here I have a little homemade nail stands. This is what I do when I have leftover epoxy sculpt. Throw a nail into it, or a toothpick. Small clips. And here I have a small amount of Vallejo paints. I'm not a big fan of these paints, they're so thick. And I just hate that bottle. And here we have some skewers. I use these to put my parts on them and then paint them in the airbrush booth. Here's leftover powders when I scrape off the pastel sticks. And cotton swabs. Here's my fine swabs. And toothpicks. Here we have a light arch. Here's my water holders. I use distilled water instead of regular water, especially for my wet palette. Paint mixer. Some styrene glue. And here are all my brushes. I primarily use God Hand and Army Painter for my brushes of choice. And let's get into here. Sponges. Glue tack. I try not to use this stuff because it's really hard to get off. Mini forks. Just hold parts. Silly putty. Tamiya tape. And now here I got sandpaper, God Hand sanding pads. I have this flexible sandpaper. I can't remember who makes those. And some other sanding pads, Tamiya and like M3. And here we have just miscellaneous stuff, clear coats, thinners. And here we have Murdoch. I miss you, buddy. Our first cat. And here I got magnets, fine drill bits, small to medium files, sanding bits, cutting bits. I got some more styrene glue and decal solutions. These are cut sanding sponges, sanding sticks, some glue tips for super glues. And these are the brushes that I use when I'm working with powders for shading. And just miscellaneous here, old brushes. And here are all the super glues I use. And here is the nail duster. So I use that when I'm sanding. And here are the files and sculpting tools and epoxy putt, sculpt, and miscellaneous stuff there. And now here we got some tools, some basically holding tools, scissors that, and alcohol tape. And here we got my putties, larger files, and I have some fine swabs, toothpicks, and cotton swabs on this side as well, so I don't have to get up all the time. Clear rods and little base feet, plastic syringes if I want to mix putty with water and squirt it out. Cut sandpaper and metal pins and posts. Miscellaneous tools here. And here we've got alcohol wipes, plastic bags, miniature bases, large pieces of dried apes. And these are basically posts, hold up pieces while I paint them. And now here I have my metal rods, long pieces, different sizes. And here we have some more miscellaneous tools. And here I got my X-Acto knives, markers, and here's my rotary tool. Comes with a pedal, step on it. And this here I built is my vacuum suction. So when I'm using a rotary tool, it gets sucked into the shop vac and shoots it out. And here is my baby toy, Pinocchio. I think that's at 1975. And here is a Yamato that I have to fix. And here are some modeling books. And here I have a small photo booth for smaller pieces, sponge blocks, containers, and stands to hold stuff while it's in the booth being painted. More stands. And now here are all my spray cans, Tamiya, Mr. Hobby, and some testers and some Vallejo. Unfortunately, I'm in Canada, so all the Tamiya will no longer be allowed to be sold in Canada. So I have this, I'm stocked up for a while, but once it's gone, I guess it's gone. I'll have to switch over to testers. I'm not sure about Mr. Hobby, if that's going to be allowed in Canada. I have to look into that. And here are all my airbrushes. So we have the Pache, the Bucasso, Pache spray gun, and I got 3 Sotar 2020s. And here's my booth. This is a Pache metal booth. I really like this booth. After a few jobs, I can clean it right down to the metal, and it looks like it's brand new again. And I put a couple drawers under here. And here's just some miscellaneous stuff down here. Here I got a hair dryer. You never know when you need to dry something real quick. And the table here is actually a crank, and it goes up and down, so I can adjust the height depending on what I'm working on. And here is how everything vents out of the house. So along with the shop vac, the booth goes out, air conditioning goes out, everything goes out. And here is my air compressor. So it has two outs. One I use to shoot air, which is really handy, and the other one is for the airbrush. And then here's my dry booth. Got that on Amazon, and that's a really good thing to have in your workbench. And here's my 3D printing stuff. So I've got a wash and cure Anycubic, and I've got the Anycubic Photon M3 Max. And here's a Piopoly. It's the first one that I ever got. It's a really large scale, so I can print vertically really large pieces whenever I need to. But for the most part, I use the M3 right now the most. And then here is 3D printing tools, funnels, FEP sheets, screen protectors, squeegees, and then I have my little stock of resin up there in the middle. And then here I have an ultrasound cleaner, and here's the tools I use when I'm taking stuff off the plates. And in the middle here is the Husky bench. And here up top here we have pastel colors, pan pastels, weathering pencils, and here we have museum wax. This is the wax that I use to help keep the hot toys and the action figures to actually stand up in the display cases. And then just miscellaneous tools here. And with that, now let's go check out the stash. All right, so here's the stash. Let's start on this side. Actually, we'll start above the door. All right, so here I have some action figures, parts, Mego, some Mego bodies, some Mego heads, and Captain Kirk. I like to fix. Got a paper cutter, light table, and let's go over here. So what do we got in the stash? So I've got this garage grates diorama, motorsports team set, 1/12 scale, a Knight Rider season 4, Mach 5 full view. There's like a clear plastic and you can see all the insides. Speed Racer Racer X resin kit, Madness of the Streets. It's the 1/32 scale. Lamborghini Miura. Got a 72 Chevrolet truck that the car goes on. 87 Firebird Pontiac. It's a 1/16 scale. Another Mach 5. This one is Oshima. Got the Fujima Porsche Ghost in the Shell. What we got here? We got a container. And Marvel Crisis Pro, the game. Rocket Raccoon, Dragon. That's just a Hot Toys empty box. Alright, so Pontiac Firebird, the Miami Vice Testarossa, Miami Vice Daytona, this Elvis Presley buggy. I would like to, I want to make that into the Spider-Man buggy from the 70s. Dukes of Hazzard, Cobra. Here I got a Stewart tank. This is the only tank I got. I wanted to do like a diorama from DC Comics, the Haunted Tank, and that's the tank that they had. Got some wheels. The Iron Man War Machine from Mobius. Got some little stands here for miniatures. So the Iron Man Mark 6. This is just a bat signal. I should probably put this on the pinball machine. And We got the Horizon Wolverine vinyl kit. Mazinger from Bandai. This is a garage kit. Lawn of 1,000 Faces. Steve McQueen Bullet. Supernatural. And actually, over here, I've actually got the Supernatural characters 3D printed to scale. John Wick's car. Oh, great. And so here we got the GTA Trans Am. I actually had one of these cars when I was in my 20s. So I'd like to paint it similar to the one that I had, which is black with a blue pearl. Mechagodzilla, Star Wars droid fighters. Here's some Marvel Crisis terrain and some characters. And here is a Yamato girl. Here's a kit. Okay. Boba Fett. Bandai. X-Wing. Pose X-Wing. TIE Fighter. These are all the Bandai kits. What do we got here? Here we got an F-15. I wanted to paint this like Starscream. And here we have the large scale of the Aurora Spider-Man kit. Here we have Morrigan from Darkstalkers kit. And these are more rare. These ones here, if we get it out. This is Bubblegum Crisis. These are Kyoto kits. I'm not sure if this is, it's probably Priss. We got Dirty Pair. These kits. And here I got an Alien Queen. I think it's a vinyl kit. What we got here? Ghost in the Shell. This is another Yamato girl. This is Child's Play kit. Yeah, we have a Grandizer kit. Alright, what's this one here? Oh, we got Spiderman. This is the early Horizon vinyl kits. That's just a bobblehead of Elektra. This is just a display case. You get these things cheap at the IPMS shows. I think I paid probably like $5 for that or something. And this is an empty box. And what do we got here? A Yamaha bike. This is a Godzilla resin kit. And here we have some miscellaneous stuff. Godzilla, Harlock, Princess Leia. I'm not sure which Princess Leia that is. I haven't opened that in a while. What we got here, we have some Hot Toys bodies. Some Tony Stark head. Okay, these are vinyl kits. Joker on Throne. Qui-Gon Jinn, that's not a vinyl kit, that's a solid piece. It's kind of like one of those for younger kids, paint by the numbers. Here we got a Wonder Woman, I think that's a vinyl kit. Great Mazinger. Here we have diorama. And those are just empty Hot Toys boxes down there. Okay, here we got a Deadpool. Diamond Select model kit. Battlestar Galactica. We got a Raptor. A U-Wing fighter. And we have some Army guys, 135 scale. Another case over here. Display case. These are just empty G.I. Joe boxes. So that's that wall. From there to there. Okay, now let's do this one from here to here. So that's just empty boxes for the Transformers. So this is what I meant by that paint by the numbers. And pull it out. That didn't go well. Oh shit, it opened up. This is what I meant. So here's a Darth Maul. It comes with some paint and lightsaber here. Probably came with a brush too, but I don't know where it went. Okay, let's just, so that's what those look like. It's part from the 2000s. I'll just put this aside for now. Alright, let's keep going. This is a Galactus pewter figure. We got Snoopy Ice Hockey, Space Battleship Yamato here. Another Space Battleship Yamato. Big fan of Star Blazers growing up. This is the Millennium Falcon, the Revell version. Batmobile Suicide Squad. In here I've got some of those pewter figures from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the role-playing game from like the 80s. Got those. This is just a pirate pistol. Okay. We got a Batman Returns vinyl kit. Wolverine vinyl kit. Then we have these Luminators, which are basically the Aurora kits, redone. Dracula, the Mummy. Got a Macross fighter. And then the Macross, but it's actually Mospeada. And Airwolf. Vinyl kit, Indiana Jones. Vinyl kit, Nick Fury. That's Dragon. And what do we got here? Got Mosquito. Boba Fett vinyl kit. That's the Screamin' kit. The Alien Polar Lights cane kit. And Aliens Power Loader with Ripley. Here we have the cockpit. I think it's from an anime. So this plane. Same creator from Star Blazers, Space Battleship Yamato. Alright, we got a Snowspeeder, Terminator 2 Judgment Day vinyl kit, Dracula, the Bat vinyl kit, Battlestar Galactica Colonial 1, Space 1999, Jedi Starfighter, Millennium Falcon, the Bandai 144 scale, the AT-AT from Bandai, and then here I got a vinyl kit of Small Diver, and then here I have the Monogram 82 Corvette. These are really nice kits, 1/8 scale, it's really huge. And let's see here, I got a human skeleton. Snowspeeder. We have Gundam the Origin. I'm not sure 1/100 scale. Okay, here we have the Andromeda. Loved this ship when I was a kid. From Space Battleship Yamato, Star Blazers. We got a land speeder. And we have a Viper from Battlestar Galactica. And then we have the classic Enterprise from Star Trek. And then we have the refit. Okay, on the side here, in this bag, it's Eric Sosa Sabretooth Garage Kit. And here is Troy McDivitt Tomb of Dracula Garage Kit. And here, this bag is a Swamp Thing Garage Kit. And then here I have some Horizons vinyl kits of Batman and Catwoman. And here I have a Dreadnought from Star Blazers. And there's the Hulk from Age of Ultron. This is Artifacts pre-painted model kits. I have another Mach 5, the MI version. I really like my Mach 5s. And we got K2SO. Got the Kiss Tour semi-truck. And we have a battle droid there. And what's up here? Oh, this is from Captain Harlock, Space Wolf. Captain Harlock's ship, another one here. Final kit of Venom. And the old Horizon Captain America. Okay, let's go up here. So here I got a smaller Enterprise. And here I have one of the old school AT-ATs from NPC. Here I have one of the large scale AT-ATs. The box is all squished. This is I think from Germany. And then here we have the Meng 4 GT40. It's a really big kit. And then we've got the Smokey and the Bandit large scale kit here. And then here I have the Tyrell Elf. Here we have a Star Destroyer, large scale kit. This is also from Germany, I think. And then we have the old school Jabba the Hutt diorama. I don't see those anymore. Throne room. And then we have another Star Destroyer over here. Okay, so here, this is the Ada Wong Resident Evil. There'll be an unboxing video of that soon. I've already filmed it. Okay, so here we have a Ferrari F430. This is the biker girl. And actually the bike is right there. So she's on her ninja bike. So that's a resin kit. And then we have the ATMS M6 Walker. We have a Tachikoma from Ghost in the Shell. Ferrari F1 2000. The F2007 Ferrari. This is the Pearl kit from, it's a resin kit, garage kit. I'll do an unboxing of that soon. This is the Tomb of Dracula Moral Crisis Protocol terrain. Looking forward to painting that. I'll do an unboxing on that. This is a resin kit of the Cat Lady. Older kit. Spider-Man 2099 vinyl kit. This is the Wolf from Dracula vinyl kit. And that's the new Revell Corvette. And then there's another Marvel Crisis Protocol, just an apartment building. And I got some pewter figures. And there's like those little, they're pretty small, they're all Marvel characters mostly. What else we got in here? Got the Saturday morning kit, resin kit. I'll do an unboxing of that. It's a really cool kit. Black Widow on chair. It's a resin kit I printed, but the print didn't come out that well. I should probably reprint that. Then I got there's a Ferrari FXX. And then what do we got here? Let's turn this around. And there we have Gatchaman, Battle of the Planets. Loved that show when I was a kid. Great looking ship. Empire Strikes Back, Imperial Attack Base. It's just a toy playset. This is Flyboy from Dawn of the Dead resin kit. In this box here, I got a Gamera from Gamera 3 movie. Let's see here. It's just miscellaneous stuff in those boxes. Okay, let's go down this aisle. Here is a pewter figure miniature of Harley. And here's the Flash. And here's some smaller 3D stuff I printed. Faye from Cowboy Bebop. Black Cat. What do we got here? We got an Ada Wong, which is really similar to the big kit I got. Someone sculpted their own version of it. What's in here? Another Faye Valentine. Warbird from Marvel. Carol Danvers is Marvel. These are what the pewter kits look like. They're pretty small. Here we just have some miscellaneous action figures in that bag. Alright. This big kit here is the 1 in 350 scale Space Battleship Yamato. Comes with a remote control. You can control the guns and stuff and turrets, lights. I've never opened that kit yet. It's out of production. The kit came out, I believe, in like 2007. It's a big kit. Alright. I've got a Doctor Who lamp down there, which I wanted to weather it and turn it into a model kit rather than a lamp. And what do we got back here? That's from Captain Harlock. And then that is the other side of the Age of Ultron, the Hulkbuster that's fighting the Hulk. And I've got an X-Wing in there, an older NPC. And then we have here the Arcadia from Captain Harlock, Slave 1 from Star Wars, Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter, and this kit here is a resin kit, Death Becomes Her. It's a really nice kit. We got an X-Wing fighter, got the Death Star, a Republic Star Destroyer, got a Klingon ship there, 2 of them. Terminator vinyl kit. Okay. These are the old, I think it's Toy Biz, isn't it? Storm, Rhino, Venom, Thor. Another Star Trek. No, that's the lighting kit. That's the lighting kit for the original Enterprise. Vinyl kit of the Emperor. I've got all the Kiss kits. Those are the polar lights. And then we have the Captain America, Spider-Man. So I've got another Spider-Man there. Dark Phoenix. This one's unbuilt. I'd like to rebuild it since the one that I had in the showcase is one of the very first kits I ever built and it looks awful. Then I have all the Mobius Batman characters there. And we have a TIE Fighter, Michael Myers, some more 823 kits. So we have Kitty Pryde, Gwen, Starfire, a Rebel Pilot, and from Street Fighter, Poison. Then we have Kylo Ren's Special Forces TIE Fighter? TIE Shuttle. The First Order TIE Fighter. Then we have Mobius Black Widow. And then we have the Revell X-Wing. These are all the... This is when Revell got the license. This is actually when I got back into the hobby, is when Revell got these kits. This here is the Space Battleship Yamato collection. I should do an unboxing on it, but it's a pretty big box and it has all the mini ships. All the little boxes of all the mini ships. It's a complete set. What have I got in here? There's an army pinup girl in this bag. And I got some decal paper up there. And then we got more 3D printed stuff. The Black Canary, Hell Girl. This is a miniature 3D printed Captain Carter. There's a Tarna, another Tarna. Different pose. This is a larger scale of Warbird. And then I have some cars in here. So what do we got? We got, these are all mostly Corvettes. I like collecting all the Corvettes I can of all the different years. It's hard to see in here. So that's the stash in this room. Alright, so this is another room, closet, where I have some more of my stash. It's a bit dark in here, but let's see what I got up here. Creature from the Black Lagoon, Captain America Toy Biz. This is a vintage Space Battleship Yamato, AMT speeder bike. Here's the Battlestar Galactica, Mobius, Bandai Slave One, another Space Battleship Yamato, X-Wing fighter, this is a Mir 28 fighter jet. This is an Iron Man 3 kit. I think this is like the Hall of Armor. Here we have Galaxy 999 Express, same creator from Star Blazers. Up there I've got the newest Batmobile. Here we have Zaku 2. This is the Star Trek fighter plane from that one episode where they captured a fighter pilot from Earth. Then we have the original Aliens kit, styrene kit. It's dark in here. Another Millennium Falcon, Toy Biz Cyclops, Catwoman resin kit. Fast and Furious. Horizon Thor. ATST. What's this? I think this is a display. Yeah, this is just like a Gundam display. Ghostbusters Ecto 1. This is the re-release of the Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. This is the armor for the Raptor from Battlestar Galactica. Catwoman on the bike. Ray Dean. Original Viper. Star Blazers. Cosmo Zero. It's a Wildstar ship. Here we have more arcade cabinets, model kits. And we have Camaro. And here we have the Pegasus. Pegasus from Battlestar Galactica, Star Trek Beyond. And I have a bunch of these pinball kits, which are really cool. Dirty Donnie. Grim Reaper from Mobius. Headless Horseman. James Bond submarine car. Was it Lotus? The Yamato 2520. What's this one? It's another TIE Fighter Advance. Oh, it's blurry. TIE Fighter Advance. And it looks like I got the Han Solo vinyl kit from AMT in there. The Invisible Man. Wonder Woman, Mobius. F-14A Tomcat. Iron Man 3. Here's the Mach 6. This is a really simple kit, but it's the only model kit of a Mach 6. Monsters. House. Space Battleship Yamato, those are the enemy ships. Blackbird. And a police motorcycle. Here's the Luke vinyl kit. And this Cosmic Zero. Do I have two of these? This one's different, I think. Yeah, this one's different. It's not the first time I've bought more than one kit without knowing it. Saigon Raider. Guardians of the Galaxy, Groot with Rocket. Frankenstein Illuminator. It's the new AT-ATs from the, I think it was at Rogue One. Yeah. This is a garage diorama. It's a bit dark. Anakin's Pod Racer. Star Trek Reliant. I really like the Reliant. And another Space Battleship Yamato 2202. Frank Frazetta, Death Dealer. And then this tin here has a classic Batmobile. And since we're in here, this room here is not really my comic book room. And I've got this mostly Spider-Man stuff up here. Doppelganger that I built. Latest Green Goblin. quarter scale Spider-Man. And then this is my Spider-Man display. Hot Toys, vintage Spider-Man toys. Bowen Spider-Man. That's my first Spider-Man comic I ever got. Whoops. There we go. Some Hot Toys. Still have to put one out. And here we have some vintage Spider-Man toys. The Spider car. This car is mint. There's an original Spider-Man Mego there. Energizing Spider-Man. I think that's 1978. I think that's the Mayfax Spider-Man. Secret Wars. Spidey and Doc Ock. There's the original Spider-Man Aurora kit. Well, not the original, but the comic scenes version. Spider-Man board game. It's modern Doc Ock there. Comic book greats, the Ramirez, VHS tape there. Alright, thanks for watching.